A lone man in his 70s steps onto the fighting stage in America, causing the entire arena to tremble. Surrounded by fierce opponents, a young Asian boy stands firm, eyes filled with anger and determination, ready to fight to the bitter end. Bone-chilling sounds erupt from the fierce collision, forcing everyone to hold their breath, watching each tense moment unfold. A life-or-death confrontation begins as traditional Eastern martial arts clash violently against brutal Western force. Who will be the last one standing after this intense battle? The winner will ascend to ultimate glory, while the defeated will fall forever. Don't blink even for a second, as the fateful battle is about to begin right now. Jackie Chan is already over 70 years old, yet unexpectedly, he made another martial arts film. Master, now you see me, huh? This veteran master takes his young disciple on an adventure to London. It's still the familiar recipe, the familiar flavor. No further ado, let's dive right into the story. In 1986, at the Miyazaki family dojo, located in rural Okinawa, Japan, Master Gong Cheng introduces the dojo to his guests. In the center of the dojo is a shrine dedicated to Master Gong Chung Po. He was the first one who brought karate to Okinawa. Back then, Gong Chung Po fell asleep while fishing at sea. When he woke up, he found himself drifting into Chinese waters. Fortunately, he was rescued by the martial arts Master Han. Master Han not only took him in, but also taught him kung fu. After mastering the skills, Gong Chung returned to Okinawa. That is how Miyazaki karate was born. Two cultures, two martial arts, two branches from the same tree. This deep bond kept the Han family and Miyazaki family closely connected for many years. Returning to the present day, Master Han's nephew Dragon runs a martial arts school in Beijing. His students are energetic and talented. Among them, Li Feng is Dragon's most promising pupil. But suddenly, Li Feng's mother arrives at the school. Seeing her arrival, a junior student quickly informs Dragon. Dragon immediately instructs the young student to stall Li Feng's mother. Meanwhile, he urges Li Feng to hide. He is worried Li Feng's mother would disapprove seeing him practice martial arts. Unfortunately, the junior student fails to delay her effectively. Master Dragon himself has to step in. He invites Li Feng's mother politely for a cup of tea. Dragon directly addresses her concerns about Li Feng's education. I mean, no offense, but I have already lost one son by following your so-called proper path. I will never repeat the same mistake. I completely understand your unwillingness to give Li Feng more time. She tells Dragon she has found a new job at a hospital in New York. She plans to take Li Feng with her and start a new life abroad. Hearing this, Dragon becomes silent. He realizes further persuasion is meaningless, but Li Feng dislikes the idea of moving to America. He loves China. He enjoys learning kung fu from Master Dragon. However, his mother insists violence only breeds more violence. She believes Li Feng knows this very well. Being still young, Li Feng cannot overturn his mother's decision. Ultimately, he leaves with her for New York. Arriving exhausted at their new home, Li Feng stares at a photo of him with his older brother. As his mother unpacks their belongings, Li Feng volunteers to buy dinner. Li Feng enters a pizza shop nearby. Due to his poor English, the shop owner mocks him immediately. Fortunately, Mia, the shop owner's daughter, kindly helps him. Li Feng successfully orders food thanks to Mia. This is how the two first meet each other. The next day, Li Feng reports alone to his new school. He feels overwhelmed in this unfamiliar environment, but he knows he must quickly adjust to this new life. After school, he meets Mia again. Seeing Mia drop her things, Li Feng quickly steps forward to help. He is relieved to have finally made a friend. As they walk and chat, they pass a karate dojo. Li Feng instinctively pauses, but Mia seems uneasy. Just don't train here, okay? Why not? 'Cause you can. Yeah, long time no see. Not long enough. Well, your daddy owes me a call. Unwilling to make a scene, Mia hastily drags Li Feng away. Li Feng then learns the man is the dojo's owner and coach. Mia's father owes this man some money. Afterward, the dojo owner deliberately tells Mia's ex-boyfriend, Connor, that Mia is hanging around a new guy, probably a new boyfriend. Jealous Connor viciously kicks his sparring partner when he dares to laugh. Meanwhile, Mia takes Li Feng shopping in Chinatown. With Li Feng's bargaining skills, Mia saves a lot of money. Their relationship quickly deepens. The following day, Mia rides her motorcycle to meet Li Feng. They joyfully cruise through the streets of New York. Li Feng is amazed by the stunning cityscape, but soon their motorcycle suddenly breaks down. They have no choice but to carry it onto the subway. On the subway, Li Feng teaches Mia some Chinese phrases. However, turning around, he sees Connor approaching with ill intentions. Connor immediately tries to harass Mia. Li Feng bravely intervenes. The atmosphere suddenly becomes tense. So you guys are rolling out. See, I didn't even know we were done here, you are. Okay, this has been really fun, but we're gonna go. Unexpectedly, Connor laughs and apologizes to Mia. He even steps aside to let them pass. But as Li Feng walks by, Connor punches him hard in the face. Li Feng experiences a humiliating defeat. On the way home, Li Feng uses an ice pack on his injury. Mia feels guilty for indirectly causing Li Feng's injury. Seeing his bruised face, Mia fears Li Feng will be in trouble at home. She takes him back to her father's store. Her father helps cover up Li Feng's bruise with makeup. Mia also advises Li Feng to put tea bags on the bruise before sleeping. Despite all their precautions, Li Feng's mother notices his injury. She demands Li Feng forget martial arts completely. She arranges a tutor to prepare Li Feng for university exams in America. She wants him focused only on academics. Li Feng reluctantly puts a poster he brought from China on his wall. The poster features his signature winning technique, yet its power is now diminished. He can only reminisce by looking at the photo. The next day after class, Connor confronts Li Feng again. His provocations become unbearable. Li Feng decides to face him. However, Connor is no pushover. Li Feng is once again beaten and falls hard. "Oh, is that all you got, Beijing? Hey, you actually want to fight, Beijing? Find me in the 5 boroughs where no one can save you rats." That day becomes Li Feng's total humiliation. In the evening, Li Feng sees Mia's motorcycle parked outside. He plans to fix it for her, but as soon as he starts, a group of thugs surrounds him menacingly. At this moment, Mia's father, Lao Wei, comes outside to throw garbage. He witnesses everything, but before he can stop them, he gets attacked. The thugs then target Li Feng. Li Feng has no intention of backing down. He strikes hard, forcing the thugs to retreat in defeat. Afterward, Li Feng takes Lao Wei inside the store. He thoughtfully pours Lao Wei a cup of hot tea. When Lao Wei regains his senses, he asks Li Feng what happened. Li Feng merely replies that he trained in martial arts before. Impressed, Lao Wei wants Li Feng to coach him. It turns out Lao Wei cannot repay his loans. He intends to enter a city boxing match, hoping to win prize money. Lao Wei was once a legendary champion, but he left the ring after Mia was born. Li Feng, however, feels unqualified to coach him. Thus, he clearly refuses Lao Wei's request. After returning home, Li Feng actually cannot stop thinking about Lao Wei's situation. He finally decides to call Master Dragon. After briefly explaining the situation, Dragon quickly gives his permission. Li Feng is now allowed to teach Kung Fu to Lao Wei. The next day, Li Feng approaches Lao Wei. They start training together. To assess Lao Wei's skill level, they first have a brief sparring session. Li Feng's Kung Fu relies heavily on quick punches and aggressive attacks. Lao Wei is quickly knocked down by Li Feng's powerful strike. At this moment, Mia appears and witnesses their training. Upon learning her father plans to return to the boxing ring, Mia finds it hard to believe. She tries to persuade Lao Wei against it, but Lao Wei has already made up his mind. "This was ass kick that's on you, you hear me?" "Yes, yeah, I think the whole neighborhood heard you." Mia reluctantly accepts Lao Wei's decision. Given Lao Wei's current skill, Li Feng decides to start teaching him from the basics. Li Feng emphasizes the first principle of Kung Fu. Everything can be used for training. Li Feng customizes Lao Wei's training according to his physical condition. They work on leg strength and core stability. This helps Lao Wei maintain better control in combat. Lao Wei's body is not suited for boxing's aggressive striking training anymore. Therefore, Li Feng introduces him to a gentle yet powerful Kung Fu technique. This technique relies on waist movement to generate power. He instructs Lao Wei to practice maintaining balance inside a moving vehicle. Li Feng also teaches Lao Wei the inch punch as his ultimate finishing move. This punch focuses on generating explosive force from a short distance. Unlike the wide swings in boxing, the inch punch requires rapid wrist movements. Lao Wei must keep energy stored inside his body to maintain quick strikes. Meanwhile, Li Feng and Mia's relationship grows stronger. However, their closeness makes Connor extremely jealous. Connor is filled with hatred toward Li Feng. Day after day, Lao Wei gradually regains his former strength. Thanks to Li Feng's specialized training, Lao Wei even surpasses his peak condition. Mia is amazed by Li Feng's teaching abilities. She believes her father may truly win the prize money to finally clear their debt. Late one night, Li Feng comes home. He sees his mother sleeping peacefully. On the table is a photograph of his late brother. They were once a happy family, but fate played a cruel joke on them. Feeling restless, Li Feng goes to the pizza shop to practice martial arts. Lao Wei sees Li Feng's troubled appearance. Lao Wei advises Li Feng to speak openly about any problems bothering him. Li Feng finally confesses a traumatic experience he had a year ago. After a martial arts tournament in Beijing, Li Feng and his older brother were ambushed. His brother had won the competition. The attackers sought revenge. In front of Li Feng, a thug stabbed his brother mercilessly. His brother desperately begged Li Feng for help, but Li Feng froze in fear and could not move. That nightmare still haunts Li Feng every day. He feels he disappointed everyone. Lao Wei comforts Li Feng and encourages him to let go of his pain. The next day, Li Feng studies with his tutor in the pizza shop. Mia invites Li Feng to the San Gennaro festival. Li Feng initially declines due to exam preparations, but Mia persistently persuades him to join. Eventually, Li Feng agrees to go with her to experience the vibrant American nightlife. The gossip-loving tutor suggests this is a perfect night for Li Feng to confess his feelings. Li Feng gathers his courage. However, he suddenly sees Connor near Mia. Connor is again acting intimately with her. Mia appears to offer no resistance. Seeing this, Li Feng loses all confidence instantly. A few days later, Lao Wei is about to compete in his match. But Li Feng is still upset about what he saw that night. He treats Mia coldly. Mia cannot bear Li Feng's indifferent attitude anymore. She confronts Li Feng, demanding to know what's wrong. After Li Feng reveals his misunderstanding, Mia quickly explains. That night, Mia clearly rejected Connor's request to reconcile. She told Connor she was tired of repeating past mistakes. Besides, Mia confesses she actually likes Li Feng now. Hearing Mia's sincere words, Li Feng's heart skips a beat. Just as they are about to get closer, Lao Wei suddenly appears. He is shocked to discover Li Feng and Mia's relationship, but there is no time for arguments. Lao Wei must immediately enter the ring. At the same time, Lao Wei's creditor bets heavily on his defeat. The creditor has bribed Lao Wei's opponent. Clearly, tonight's fight is rigged against Lao Wei. Lao Wei, the former champion, steps onto the stage again. The audience greets him with respect. The rules of the match are simple. No elbows or hits below the waist. Once the bell rings, Lao Wei lands a powerful opening strike. But soon, Lao Wei also receives a heavy blow. Mia and Li Feng nervously hold their breath. The opponent begins controlling the pace. He intends to exhaust Lao Wei quickly. Gradually, Lao Wei adapts to the rhythm. He starts regaining dominance. Seeing this, the creditor becomes angry. He signals Lao Wei's opponent. Immediately, the fighter uses illegal elbow strikes. The referee tries to stop him, but the fighter ignores the rules and continues attacking viciously. Lao Wei falls badly injured. At this moment, Li Feng recalls the tragic image of his brother dying. He freezes completely. Mia rushes onto the stage, screaming desperately for Li Feng's help, but Li Feng backs away, frozen by fear. Eventually, Mia calls an ambulance herself. As Lao Wei is taken away, Mia shouts angrily at Li Feng to accompany them. Li Feng remains silent. Mia's heart breaks at Li Feng's reaction. Fortunately, Lao Wei survives the injuries. Hearing about the incident, Li Feng's mother warns him again to avoid fighting. Li Feng feels deeply confused and frustrated. Returning home, Li Feng tears down every martial arts poster on his walls. His self-esteem has completely collapsed. Even when Master Dragon calls, Li Feng refuses to answer. Li Feng only wants to be alone. Days pass slowly. Li Feng sinks deeper into despair. One night, Li Feng returns home late. He senses something strange. A window is left slightly open. He calls out to his mother but receives no reply. Li Feng grabs an iron pot cautiously. Suddenly, someone attacks him from the darkness. The fierce fight leaves Li Feng panicked. Every move he makes seems predictable to his attacker. Completely losing his composure, Li Feng is quickly overwhelmed. "Master, now you see me, huh? Go." "Hey, Mom, hi." Surprise. Unexpectedly, the attacker is Master Dragon himself. Dragon claims to Li Feng's mother that he's merely visiting. But in truth, Dragon noticed Li Feng's emotional state and came specifically to help him. The next day, Master Dragon takes Li Feng to Lao Wei's hospital room. Mia leaves angrily, seeing Li Feng there. Lao Wei, however, harbors no resentment toward Li Feng. Yet Lao Wei has lost the match and cannot repay his debts. They must leave the pizza shop. Dragon promises they will help Lao Wei somehow. Dragon's solution is to have Li Feng enter the Five Boroughs Karate Tournament. The main competition will start in 10 days, so Li Feng urgently needs a place to train. Master Dragon brings Li Feng to a remote dojo in rural America. This dojo belongs to the Miyazaki family, who share a long history with the Han family. Dragon explains to Adam, the dojo master, that he wants Li Feng to study Miyazaki-style karate. Adam hesitates at first, but eventually agrees due to Dragon's sincerity. Immediately upon returning from the countryside, Dragon drags Li Feng out of bed to start rigorous training. Dragon sets up a wooden dummy tied with ropes to swing unpredictably. Li Feng tries dodging, but the dummy's movements are too powerful, knocking him around repeatedly. To further strengthen Li Feng's core power, Dragon employs intense traditional kung fu exercises. However, martial arts skills alone are insufficient. Li Feng must overcome his psychological barriers as well. Master Dragon spends considerable effort persuading Li Feng's mother to allow Li Feng to compete. Dragon insists this tournament will help Li Feng overcome his past trauma. After a brief hesitation, Li Feng's mother finally agrees. Under Master Dragon's supervision, Li Feng trains continuously for several days and gradually regains his form. At this moment, the true karate master Adam arrives. After greeting them respectfully, Adam instructs Li Feng to spar with Dragon. Adam explicitly demands Dragon show no mercy. Dragon immediately unleashes fast combinations targeting Li Feng's lower body. Li Feng struggles significantly, unable to cope with Dragon's aggressive style. Meanwhile, Connor grows increasingly formidable in his fights. His coach demands he maintain fierce aggression, knocking opponents down ruthlessly. While Li Feng continues to focus on basic stances, Adam's training remains challenging. During practice, Li Feng mentions his strained relationship with Mia, as she has not forgiven him yet. Master Dragon calmly advises Li Feng that life comes down to one decision, only to do or not to do. The next day, Mia receives a pizza delivery order. Arriving at the customer's place, she realizes Li Feng is the one who placed the order. With the tutor's subtle encouragement, Mia finally softens her attitude towards Li Feng. Mia learns about Li Feng's upcoming karate tournament and feels surprised, thinking he does not need to push himself this far. However, Li Feng clearly understands he must completely leave behind his previous cowardice. With Mia's renewed support, Li Feng feels his worries disappear. Soon, the day of the tournament arrives. The competition follows an elimination system, where the first to reach 8 points or knock out their opponent wins. Li Feng, as a favorite to win, receives significant attention entering the arena. His first opponent proves skilled, quickly striking Li Feng's torso to gain the lead. However, Li Feng swiftly recovers immediately, evening the score with a precise counterattack. A final flying kick to his opponent's head secures Li Feng's victory, advancing him to the next round. In preparation for subsequent matches, Dragon and Adam debate intensely about what technique Li Feng should use as his ultimate finishing move. After several days of competition, Li Feng and Connor steadily climb the ranks. Lao Wei finally recovers and is released from the hospital. Mia proudly posts news of Li Feng's latest victory on the pizza shop's wall of honor. At this time, Li Feng starts his third-round fight against one of Connor's henchmen. After exchanging a few moves, Li Feng decisively ends the match with an impressive flying dragon kick, earning the right to face Connor in the final. Angered by Li Feng's success, Lao Wei's creditor orders his men to attack Li Feng before the final match. But Dragon and Adam intervene, protecting Li Feng and driving the attackers away. Li Feng and Connor's decisive battle is set to take place a week later on the rooftop of a Manhattan skyscraper. The winner will receive $50,000 in prize money. Master Dragon decides to help Li Feng overcome his psychological barriers before the match. Additionally, they discuss strategies to counter Connor's aggressive style. Dragon advises that the best way to defeat a tiger is not through direct confrontation, but by setting a clever trap. Li Feng decides to integrate his signature finishing move into his flying dragon kick, both honoring his late brother and surprising Connor. However, Connor previously countered this move, so Li Feng fears it will be ineffective again. Adam suggests modifying the flying dragon kick into a trap to lure Connor in. To perfect this modified move, they practice at subway turnstiles, requiring Li Feng to perform flying kicks through narrow gates. Clearly, mastering this move is challenging. Meanwhile, Adam presents Li Feng with a special emblem symbolizing the historical bond between their two martial arts families. This emblem represents two branches growing from a single tree, and Adam encourages Li Feng to carry on this legacy. Li Feng then begins extremely rigorous training, repeatedly practicing his flying kicks at the subway gates, while cycling through streets pulling both masters behind him. This intensive practice significantly improves his agility, strength, and endurance. By the day before the final match, Li Feng finally masters his new technique, the descending tiger kick. During final preparations, Li Feng's mother approaches him. After deep contemplation, she fully accepts her son's decision and promises her complete support. Before stepping into the ring, Li Feng has his masters tie the emblem onto him, signaling his readiness to fight with full strength. At that moment, cheers from the crowd fill the arena, giving Li Feng a surge of determination and confidence. Connor steps onto the stage slowly, and as they face each other, the tension in the air ignites fiercely. Both fighters step back into their stances, and the referee loudly signals the start of the match. Li Feng immediately attempts to strike first, but Connor anticipates his move, delivering a spinning kick that earns him 2 quick points. Li Feng swiftly recovers, adjusting his strategy to find an opening. However, Connor's aggressive close-range combat leaves no gaps, forcing Li Feng onto the defensive again. Li Feng endures a series of heavy blows and almost gets thrown off the fighting area. Despite the setbacks, Li Feng stands again, regaining his fighting stance and focusing intensely to spot weaknesses in Connor's technique. Seeing an opening, Li Feng successfully delivers a powerful flying kick, gaining 1 point. Connor becomes enraged, desperate to quickly finish the fight, but his frustration makes him increasingly reckless. Taking advantage of Connor's loss of composure, Li Feng counters with another high-impact kick, evening the score. The fierce match continues back and forth, with the points constantly tied. Just as Li Feng appears close to winning, Connor suddenly lands a brutal kick to the back of his head. Li Feng collapses to the floor, and if he cannot stand within 10 seconds, he will lose the match. In this critical moment, memories of Lao Wei, his brother, and his friends flood Li Feng's mind, giving him the strength to overcome his pain. Everyone watching loudly cheers, encouraging Li Feng to rise again. Summoning immense willpower, Li Feng struggles back to his feet just in time. The score, now tied at 7-7, means the next point decides the winner. Li Feng boldly charges forward, preparing his ultimate flying kick. Connor immediately recalls their previous encounter, anticipating Li Feng's move, and prepares to counter. Yet this is precisely the trap Li Feng intended. At the last moment, Li Feng swiftly ducks beneath Connor's defensive stance, delivering an unexpected and devastating strike. The crowd erupts in applause and admiration as Li Feng secures the victory, earning respect even from his rival Connor. Later, using his prize money, Li Feng helps Lao Wei completely repay his debt, becoming the honorary manager of the pizza shop. As his first act, Li Feng adds Chinese-style pizza to the menu, surprisingly becoming a huge hit. At this point, the film's main story concludes. Regarding the storyline, honestly, this movie heavily relies on cliches, reusing worn-out plot elements audiences have seen many times. The protagonist is bullied, trains hard with a mentor, and ultimately triumphs in the final competition. This narrative formula has become overly familiar, leaving viewers somewhat numb. Additionally, the film attempts to portray the cultural fusion between East and West through Li Feng's growth journey. Although its intention is admirable, the actual execution remains superficial. Many scenes appear symbolic and superficial, failing to explore cultural themes more profoundly. Eventually, the supposed cultural integration is reduced to a mere slogan, lacking depth and authenticity. Nevertheless, the movie still has redeeming qualities, particularly in its action sequences. After all, Jackie Chan remains. Jackie Chan, despite being 71 years old, he still performs impressive action scenes personally. His distinct comedic martial arts style continues to entertain viewers, and certain action sequences clearly reflect thoughtful design. Unfortunately, these martial arts scenes fail to effectively integrate with the film's plot, often feeling like flashy displays serving little narrative purpose. In summary, the film has ambitious ideas, wanting to explore cultural integration, personal growth, and mentor-student relationships simultaneously. Sadly, none of these elements are thoroughly developed, leaving the film feeling incomplete, like a poorly assembled puzzle. While Jackie Chan's action scenes still captivate audiences, the predictable storyline and shallow portrayal of cultural fusion ultimately limit the film to just being a moderately enjoyable popcorn flick. That's it for today's video. Thank you all for watching. Your likes, comments, and follows are greatly appreciated. See you in the next video.